every one of our winners deserves our admiration, but none more so than our final honour, and that's for outstanding contribution, and it recognises long-standing service and dedication in the field of animal welfare. Basically, it's for someone who's done it all. And to reveal the winner, will you please welcome a woman who is both an animal welfare campaigner and one of our distinguished judging panel. And with her is her husband, who supports the RSPCA, Peter, and has entertained the Queen's corgis when he played on the roof of Buckingham Palace. They're two of the animal world's best friends. Will you please welcome Anita Dobson and Brian May.
Hello, it is such a pleasure to be here this evening and to present this award to someone who is very special to Brian and to myself. Virginia McKenna is one of the most inspirational of actresses. I had the great good fortune to see her in The King and I playing opposite Yul Brynner, and her performance was utterly enchanting. I also wept buckets watching her fantastic performance in Born Free, the film that was to change her life.
And what an incredible life it became. I met Virginia on the campaign trail, and I've been privileged to work with her and her son Will for Born Free. As a fledgling campaigner myself, I'd been inspired to watch how this beautiful, kind, humane woman has become one of the most powerful instruments for change in this world. Her call goes way beyond ecology, way beyond conservation. Her message is that every creature, human or non-human, deserves to be born free and stay free.
During the 1950s, Virginia McKenna rose to become one of the nation's most beloved film stars, playing some of the most iconic on-screen heroines of the time.
Virginia McKenna is the most extraordinary woman. She's my icon.
She's sort of been there as a midwife at the birth of animal conservation.
While portraying Joy Adamson in the 1966 Academy Award-winning Born Free, Virginia's life was to take on a whole new direction.
Come on, darlings, never mind that brute. We'll feed you. We'll make you strong and healthy.
As filming came to a close, the producers took the decision to send the lions to zoos around the world. Seeing them in captivity broke Virginia's heart, and she knew from that moment on her life's work would be dedicated to the pursuit of a world where wild animals were just that, wild.
I can't emphasise it enough. When Born Free was over, my mum sacrificed her acting career, but it wasn't like she sacrificed and lost. I think she sacrificed and won.
She set up Zoo Check, which then became, over the years, the Born Free Foundation. And that is now her legacy. And without that charity, frankly, I believe that the whole landscape of wildlife would be very different.
Since its humble beginnings, the Born Free Foundation has saved hundreds of thousands of animals around the world, created sanctuaries and launched campaigns across 6 continents, raising millions to make sure animals are set free and cared for wherever they are.
She changed people's thinking and people's ideas about zoos.
We could learn as much about lions by studying them in their cages as we can about men by studying them in their prison cells.
After all these years, she is still driving Born Free on, always moving it forward. She never stays still. Everybody who comes in contact with Virginia is inspired by her. You can't fail to be.
She's just magnetic. You know, she's born charismatic, incredibly beautiful.
She's a rare commodity, and she has left her mark on, I think, almost everyone she's ever met.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The wonderful, the amazing Virginia McKenna.
Do sit down. I almost can't talk because tonight has been, for me, and I'm sure for everyone sitting here and watching from home, one of the most inspirational, fascinating, and humbling experiences. I've watched and listened to the most incredible human beings determined to make a difference to the animals' lives. So many animals who suffer so very deeply at man's hands. The people who we've seen tonight are truly saviors. And they are people who bring into our hearts the knowledge that we can all do something. No one is helpless. I always like to go back to the root, the beginnings of things. It has been touched on this evening about making the film Born Free, which my husband Bill and I went out to Kenya to do in 1964. And so my first person I would like to name was the inspiration behind the future that lay ahead, unknown at that time, for Bill and myself, and that was George Adamson. George Adamson, the true and only real father of lions, who has touched the hearts of so many people, I can't imagine how many, with his modesty, his knowledge, his unselfishness, and his truthfulness to himself. And that's one of the lessons I believe that we learned. You must be true to what you feel in your heart. And even if you make a million mistakes and you're sorry for them, if you followed your heart, you can't go wrong. The second person I would like to name is my husband, because we went into this new life together, holding hands physically and spiritually. I believe that without him, I probably could not have carried on. But of course, during the time that followed, before and after his death, 19 years ago, the third person I would like to mention is our eldest son, Will, who has carried the work of Born Free into dimensions and perspectives that we had never dreamed of, because our passion, and still is mine today, and even stronger than it was at the beginning, is captivity of wild animals in zoos and circuses. All captivity of wild animals is deeply shocking and unforgivable, really, in my view. What is a wild animal? It's an animal that has to live in the wild to be its true self. And I thank, first of all, the wonderful team at Born Free, some of whom have been with us almost from the beginning. One person from the beginning, actually, who, with their loyalty, their commitment, their disappointments, which inevitably come, their sadness when we fail, which we obviously will sometimes, but sometimes those beautiful successes that you have, which means it's all been worthwhile. Even out of 1 million animals, if you help 20, you've helped 20. And that's an achievement of a kind, and certainly one for that animal. So I can't tell you how humbled I feel to accept this amazing award, because we need to be told, we all need to be drawn together into the family of humans and animals. We shouldn't think of them and us. It's not like that. It's about all of us living in this world, which is a very difficult one to live in for everyone at the moment. So let's all do whatever we can to help each other, to help the animals, and to save what is left of our beautiful, beautiful planet. Thank you.
Not at all. It was wonderful. It was inspirational. Honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Virginia McKenna.